All right, for this video, I wanted to talk about the stories behind reselling a little bit, some things that have happened to me that are ridiculous, funny, sad, and instructive. First one, which was selling a snowboard on Facebook Marketplace. I had listed a K2 snowboard, and you can see the listing here, the posting, and it got pulled down, saying it violated terms and conditions of Facebook's Marketplace, and I needed to revise it or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what the problem is, but there was a review. I said, let's just review this, please, Facebook. They reviewed it and they approved it and they put it back up. And then a couple days later, they said it violated the terms again and they pulled it back down. And I don't know why. I thought maybe it was because I was showing the brand name, called listing K2. But I've listed other things using the brand name, including a ride snowboard that I sold just a few weeks ago without any trouble. So same length, 150 centimeter snowboard. That one was fine, sat there forever, since actually March, or May. And then finally sold without issue. So I have no idea why this snowboard keeps getting yanked off of Facebook Marketplace, but it is. So I'm just going to sell it on eBay. I just wanted to thank you for your willingness to take a chance on me and click on one of my videos. I am a small channel, so your willingness to take that risk and invest your time, I very much appreciate that. Back to the main show. Next up is this typewriter, this GX6750 Brother typewriter. I've sold a number of these daisy wheel typewriters. They can go well. I paid 20 bucks for this one. Didn't test it before I bought it, and I didn't test it within the week that I had to return it because they always work. This time it didn't. When you hit enter, it did not advance to platinum to go down a line so you could type on the next line. Can't return it, so I decided to figure out what's wrong with it, break it open, see there that it is actually missing a gear. So it can't rotate. The motor works, but there's no gear to rotate everything. So now I'm into a project. And you want profits over projects. You don't want projects, but I'm kind of into this one. And I think, well, this can't be so bad. A gear. So I go on eBay to find a gear, and I can't find one alone, but I find a motor with it, same part number as one in mine, that has the gear attached to it. Easy enough. I'll just yank the gear off of it. But the gear is not the same size as I need for this typewriter, so it doesn't work. So I couldn't fix it. So plan B, because I'm an idiot and didn't test it, is to part the typewriter out. So I took it apart, and you can see everything that I have captured here, except that keyboard cover as well. I've got that. And the good news there is I have another Brother typewriter that I'm just going to put that keyboard cover onto, and it also holds the paper up on the back of the paper typewriter when you're using it. And that should help it go for an extra 20 bucks or so. And then I parted it out and listed everything. And to my surprise, the window sold within a day for 20 bucks free shipping. So I'm 42 all in with the cost of the motor and the cost of the typewriter. So I'm not quite breaking even with fees, but I'm hopeful that another part will sell and I can at least recoup my money. But it's been a giant pain in the butt. So test your electronics, even if they, quote, always work. Next up is this HP 63 ink. I had listed this and sat there, and at 29 bucks, $29.99. Wouldn't sell, lowered it to 25, and then lowered it to 23, and I got some offers like 19 or 21, and I was like, no, and it just wouldn't go. And this is like 3 weeks after I listed it, and I looked at it, and I'm like, this picture is not very good. It's really it's got a lot of glare, and you can't really see the label. I thought, that really can't make that big of a difference, can it? But I took a new picture, a better one, and it sold within 2 days for $29.99 because I raised the price, thinking the picture might help, and it did. Next up, I've got this Schernhut vintage toy. It's a giraffe. It is made out of wood, and I had it listed. I knew it would take a while to sell, but only a few weeks in, I got an inquiry. Somebody asked, are the strings on the inside tight? Does it stand up? And I was like, how do I explain that I think the strings are tight, but collectors can be very particular. The idea I came up with was to shoot a video, standing it up, rotating it in different positions, and moving it a little bit so they could be the judge for themselves whether the strings were tight enough. I sent it to her, and within 12 hours, she gave me a thanks and purchased the giraffe. And then finally, I want to talk about this Mel Med science kit for kids. And you can see there, it's like a little chemistry set. And listed it on eBay, and eBay yanked it down because they said it could be used to make narcotics. That's right, this kid set that has in it ingredients cocoa butter, ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, and it also has in it sucrose, sugar of course, citric acid, which is in fruit, starch. Starch is really lethal. I thought that was ridiculous. It's a kid chemistry set to learn about science, but that was the policy, so they yanked it. We can't put it back up there because I could be in my office making cocaine with that cocoa butter, apparently. So that's what I've got for you for this time around. Until next time, happy thrifting.